Another possible case of Ebola has shown up in the United States. Howard University Hospital in Washington, D.C. has admitted a patient with symptoms possibly associated with the virus. A hospital spokeswoman says the patient recently traveled to Nigeria and returned to the States when he started showing symptoms. The patient is in stable condition now. The Defense Department, meantime, is stepping up, increasing the number of troops it's sending to West Africa to help fight the deadly Ebola virus. The Pentagon is expected to announce its plans to send at least 600 American troops. The United States is already committed to sending 3,000 troops to the region. The troops will provide engineering and logistics support. Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel said an intermediate staging base will be set up in Senegal. Thousands of health workers will be trained there, he said.
A freelance cameraman working for NBC in Liberia has tested positive for Ebola. The freelancer is now the fourth American known to have contracted the virus. He'd been working in Liberia for the past several weeks and was just... He was feeling tired and achy. He'll be flown back to the U.S. for treatment. NBC says the medical team that worked with him will be quarantined for 21 days here in the U.S. The man who was diagnosed with Ebola here in the U.S. could face charges. Liberian authorities say they plan to prosecute Eric Duncan for lying on an airport questionnaire. Duncan reportedly told officials he had not cared for an Ebola patient or touched anyone who had died from the disease. Public health officials in Texas say as many as 100 people may have had contact with Duncan. Duncan's girlfriend, her 13-year-old son, and two of his adult nephews have been ordered to stay home in an effort to prevent the spread of the disease. Health officials stress only Duncan has shown any Ebola symptoms. Duncan flew on commercial flights to Dallas from Liberia last month.
A Dallas company hired to clean the apartment where Duncan stayed was turned away last night. The company specializes in hazmat and biohazard cleaning services. But a worker told CNN the company doesn't have the proper Department of Transportation permits to move hazardous waste on Texas highways. It's not yet clear when a cleaning crew will be permitted to move in and scrub the place down. Duncan took 2 United Airlines flights on his trip to the United States. Now the Chicago-based carrier is trying to reach out to everyone else who may have been on that flight. About 400 other people flew with Duncan, and United is telling them to contact the CDC. United says it doesn't think the other passengers are at risk, but it's contacting them just to be safe.
A week